My name is Mitch Walinski, and I'm a counselor here at KCC. I'm joined today by Dr. Keck, who is the Vice President of Student and Community Services. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I wanted to ask Dr. Keck a few questions about the mental health concerns facing KCC students, as well as our counseling services. Good morning, Dr. Keck.
Good morning, Mitch. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. First question is, when you first began your career here at KCC, what internal mental health services were available to students? And do you think students took good advantage of those services?
Yeah, so in order to ask that question, I went back to the earliest years of the college and looked at the counseling staff that was here then. And at that time, we had counselors for the general student population, and we had a counselor for financial aid and one for student life. So they had varied responsibilities. When I look at the 1980s and 1990s, we had 6 licensed professional counselors. Now, their role was much greater than counseling. They were the academic advisors as well. So they were working with students on their programs, on graduation, on transfer to the 4-year universities. And they each probably had a caseload of around 1,400 students. And each of those students needed to meet with them every semester before they could register and get the counselor's signature. So I say all of that to say that yes, we had counseling services, but I'm not sure students were so much aware that those services were for their well-being as well. The counseling staff did do that, but that wasn't their primary responsibility, so that could have been lost to the students of those times.
Thank you. How have KCC counseling services changed over the course of your career?
So I looked again at the history, and it was in the early 2000s when the college created the true academic advisor positions. So those staff then took on the working with students on their programs, on graduation, and on transfer. And at that time we hired 2 licensed professional faculty counselors, and those 2 positions are dedicated to the one-on-one counseling with students and assisting students with meeting their educational goals, and also referrals into the community for counseling services beyond what we do here at the college.
What are the current strengths of KCC counseling? And in what areas do you feel KCC counseling needs to improve?
Well, those strengths are found entirely in our counseling staff. You, Mitch, and Tim Bond, you both have autonomy in the services that you provide to our students, and you have a strong relationship with the community services such as Summit Point. You are able to work with our students here on campus and then also with their provider if they have another provider, and then to put all of those pieces together for the students, and then that strengthens their ability to attain their academic goals.
What do you consider to be the primary responsibilities of KCC counselors?
Well, when I thought about that question, I thought, you really put it into a nutshell when you say the primary responsibility is to assess the needs of our students and to meet those needs, and to fashion all of your services to reach the needs of the students to meet their academic goals. That really needs to be the focus. There are many other things that both you and Tim do here on campus as the counselors. You represent in our committees and our groups that are working on services and programs for students. You provide workshops for our faculty and staff. All of that adds to the high quality nature of the institution. But in the end, what it comes down to is doing your best to assist the students in meeting their needs in the right way.
What do you see as pressing mental health concerns facing KCC students today?
I think that's probably the most difficult question to answer, and it's impossible to answer it without mentioning the pandemic. This past year has impacted all of our lives in different ways, and those impacts have touched our students, making changes in their daily lives and in their educational goals, and sometimes their timeline to complete that goal. Most of our students balance family and work with their education, and this year they've had to deal with COVID. They've been caregivers for family and for friends. They have led their children through remote education. They've completed their own classes online, and potentially they've lost their job and they've worried about where to live or even what to eat. So it's important this next year that we remain just observant and vigilant and understanding the needs of our students and making sure that we're providing the right assistance at exactly the right time.
KCC is dedicated to supporting the mental health of our students. If you need assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here to help. We understand that mental health is a necessary component of academic success, and we want to help you achieve your academic dreams. Please feel free to contact the counseling department anytime you have a concern or you don't know where to go, or you need specific assistance with any kind of financial help, housing, or other sort of basic needs. Dr. Keck, I thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.